Simple Tales presents the ancient fable, Hercules and Minerva. Long ago, when heroes still wandered the mountains of ancient Greece, Hercules travelled alone along a forgotten road through the hills of Arcadia. The summer sun burned high above the earth, dust drifted across the path, and cicadas sang from olive trees that lined the countryside. Though Hercules possessed the strength to move mountains, he carried no army and sought no glory that day. He simply journeyed from one distant city to another, enjoying the rare peace that followed many great adventures. As he walked, he noticed a wagon stranded in the middle of a muddy road. The recent rains had left a deep pit hidden beneath the earth. One of the wagon's wheels had sunk into the mud almost to its axle. Beside it stood a farmer. The man wrung his hands anxiously and stared helplessly at the trapped wagon.
The wagon was filled with grain gathered from months of labour. If he could not free it before nightfall, much of the harvest would spoil. Yet instead of pushing the wagon or searching for help, the farmer simply knelt beside the road. Raising his hands toward the heavens, he cried out, "O mighty Hercules, greatest of heroes, please hear my prayer. Come and rescue me from this misfortune." Again and again he called upon the hero's name. Minutes passed, then nearly an hour. Still the wagon remained trapped. The farmer continued praying. "O Hercules, why do you not answer?" From a distance, Hercules himself watched the scene unfold. Curious, he approached. The farmer looked up and gasped. Standing before him was a broad-shouldered traveller carrying a great wooden club. Though dressed simply, there was no mistaking the strength in his presence. "Why do you call for Hercules?" asked the traveller. The farmer pointed toward the wagon. "My wheel is trapped. I have prayed for rescue, but the gods have not answered." Hercules examined the wagon carefully. Then he looked back at the farmer. "Have you tried lifting the wheel?" The farmer shook his head. "No." "Have you pushed the wagon?" "No." "Have you gathered stones beneath the wheel?" "No." "Have you unloaded some of the grain?" "No." The farmer blinked. "I thought Hercules would solve the problem." For a moment, the traveller said nothing. Then a faint smile crossed his face. At that very moment, a cool breeze swept across the road. The leaves of the olive trees rustled softly, and beside the wagon appeared a radiant woman, clothed in silver and white. It was Minerva, goddess of wisdom. Though the farmer had never seen a goddess before, he immediately fell to his knees. Minerva regarded him kindly. "You pray for help," she said, "yet your hands remain idle." The farmer lowered his head. "But I believed the gods would save me." "The gods may offer wisdom," replied Minerva. "They may offer strength, courage, or opportunity. But they cannot push your wagon while you stand watching." The farmer listened carefully. Then Hercules stepped forward. For the first time, the farmer realized who stood before him. The great hero planted his club into the earth. "Put your shoulder to the wheel,"
Hercules said.
The farmer hesitated only a moment. Then he climbed into the mud. He gathered stones. He cleared debris from beneath the axle. He unloaded several sacks of grain. At last, he pressed his shoulder against the wheel with all his strength. The wagon shifted slightly. "Again," said Hercules. The farmer pushed harder. The wheel rose another inch. Mud splashed around him. His muscles burned. Still he continued. One final effort. With a loud crack and a shower of dirt, the wheel broke free from the pit. The wagon rolled safely back onto solid ground. The farmer stared in disbelief. He had done it himself.
When he turned to thank his visitors, Minerva's radiant form had already faded into the afternoon light. Hercules prepared to continue his journey. Before leaving, he spoke one final time. "Remember this day." The farmer nodded. "I will." Hercules smiled. Fortune often favors those already at work. And with that, the hero disappeared down the dusty road beneath the golden sun. The farmer returned home, wiser than when he had left. And whenever neighbors later faced difficulties, he would tell them the story of the wagon in the mud. Not to discourage prayer, but to remind them that courage begins when hands and hope work together.